Okay,
Hi guys, welcome back to Sheen
episode 2,
2.
technically.
Yes.
Stream episode 1, this is episode 2. Welcome!
Hi.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
Well, at least since we played this game.
that's true.
A hot minute. So, Jess, let's fill in the gaps, because it's been a while, like we said.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily remember where we were in this game.
Okay.
So, we were, one objective, we were trying to get to the top floor, but there's snakes everywhere.
Yes.
We second, the ghost boy
In the mirror.
wants us to bring him something red.
Yes.
Okay. Third, kind of weak mission, but we're trying to figure out what happened to the guard who was at the school, whose face turned into like flowers and plants and shit.
Yeah, and we saw a figure behind him and we're trying to figure out who that is.
Right.
Yes.
So, let's head into the school.
Yeah.
H Shogaku.
Yeah.
H Elementary School.
Yes.
So we got stuck last time, and we said we're not going to be looking at walkthroughs or anything like that, so we're still quite stuck.
Yeah.
So if there's a jump cut somewhere in here, it's because we just didn't figure it out for a while, and we needed to jump to where we could,
Exactly.
Yeah. So, let's, this was the last place where we found something interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was in the storage room.
Was in here.
Of the Shokuichits.
We open the door, go inside, and there's this down here, this
Yeah.
trapdoor that we couldn't get into.
We can't get into it because, like, we need something to pry it open, but we don't have... Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, it looks like there's a storage space down here. I wonder what's down here.
Okay.
And then, like, we can search it with square, we can try and use an item with triangle. Alright, so it looks like it's a trapdoor. It's got like a little like pull handle on it. However, even when you try and grab it, looks like you can't actually pull it very well.
Triangles use an item?
Yeah. Triangles item. So we've got a paper knife, we've got a pet bottle, we've got lipstick, we've got a red ball pen, we have a girl's jacket, and we also have a, one of those emergency, like, okay, the kids sit on them, they put them on their chairs,
Yeah,
cushion,
and then in emergencies they put them on their head.
Yeah, when there's like a fire or like
Yeah.
an earthquake, they put them on their head. It's like a little...
Debris cover thing.
Yeah, and this one is full of holes, so... And it's yellow, and everything else we have is red.
I mean, with a girl's jacket, couldn't you, like, flip it so it's like a long thing, stick it under the thing, and then pull it up? I'm just thinking about, like, leverage.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that's stretching. Like, you
Okay,
use
I took out the girl's jacket. However, I couldn't think of a way to use it, yeah.
I could.
Yeah, I know. You have no imagination, game. Try to use circle, and we'll try and look at it more, I guess. Okay, it looks like it's large enough that an adult could enter, so it definitely is some kind of door.
Great. And what's X?
X is end.
Oh. Aha. Locked?
Nope. This is just a... It won't open, basically. Yeah. So it looks like the wood is warped. And you can't open it. You look in there, but there's absolutely nothing interesting. Okay, so this is the actual, like, it's the school records. And it looks like the paper has been eaten through by, bugs. So there are portions that you cannot read.
Alright. Starting to feel like there's nothing for the time being. Okay.
did also see that rabbit.
That ran off, like, kind of
Yeah.
close to the beginning, right?
Yeah, we first came into the school and there was a rabbit with red eyes. And then it ran away. We haven't seen it for a while. We also haven't seen Ghost Kid for quite a while either.
I feel like that was like a one-time, like, jump scare kind of thing, and then we don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, until, like, you hit another new area where it could possibly...
yeah.
I don't think it, like, respawns.
Yeah, I don't think he respawns either. So that was the fire door. We went in there and we found, like, a health recovery item.
Yeah.
So, like, we can go up to, like, the...
We're going up to the middle
yeah, the platform.
section.
But we can't do anything on this side because there's no mirror.
Right, the mirror's on the other side.
Yeah, and
then going up here is going to be snakes.
Snakes. Snakes! Yeah. Poisonous snakes are upstairs.
Lovely. It's
Yep.
like, not going up there.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, can't continue. Run back down the stairs.
I like how none of the snakes are coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
They know their place.
They do. Well, they know they can't get back up if they...
They're like, my wife and kids are up here.
Yeah.
I won't leave them.
This is where we live now. So this is... We're in here.
We put our hand in the hole at one point. I remember that. We got a health item.
We got a health item. There's some illegible scribbles on the... Yeah. It's just a bunch of graffiti without any sort of,
Meaning?
meaning. Yeah.
The lights, I think the light is very similar.
Yeah, it
the
just
other
has a
text.
ton of dust on it.
Yeah.
And it's like it rains dust down whenever we walk.
Is that it in this? I think that might be
Can
it.
you try using the girl's jacket on the light? Maybe?
Can we use items?
Go up.
Because usually it would say here to use an item. If it's something we
True,
can use an
that's a
item
good
on.
point. Can you go into the... There's ones that you can use from far away and ones that you have to use from close up. Oh, I guess not. Just trying to think of possibilities here.
What just changed when I did that? Oh, there's the guy.
Yeah. Those are the girls at the beginning, that's a house, there's the rabbit.
So this is like all of the text. This is the latest thing that happened.
Yeah.
Basically.
Latest story beat,
Yeah.
basically. So we're in the
Um,
Hanahiko-kun chapter.
Back out of here. Doesn't look like there was anything. We'll keep going. Try to get locked.
Yeah.
This door was locked.
Do we... We could try and use an item on this.
I'm looking at it.
Okay. It's a locked door.
So square's an item?
Triangle.
Triangle, what's square?
Square is search. Okay, it doesn't look like the keyhole is rusted or anything like that, so if we can find the key, it should open with no problem.
Paper knife, pet bottle.
Lipstick.
None
Ball
of,
pen.
none of these seem like they'd be. I mean, maybe the ball pen could jimmy it open. Or
Okay. Oh, okay. Tried to pick the lock with the paper knife, however, it doesn't seem like it'll work. I tried it out, however, it seemed that it wouldn't fit in the keyhole.
what about the?
Okay, took the pen out, however, I couldn't think of a way to use it.
Yeah.
Kirigiri Jin, you have no imagination, buddy. Okay. If you look at it, it looks like there's a tiny screw. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a little screw.
Alright, so
this is new. This is
yeah,
something
this
we've
is
never
new.
seen before.
Yeah, okay. See, this is new. You can close that. Alright. There we go. Alright, what is this? What is this? Okay. It looked as though you could put something in through the screw hole. Okay, if we had something long, we could probably use that instead of the key. Okay, in order to open this, I would probably have to put something in there. Okay, now look at it. Okay, yeah, can't open it. Cool. Something's holding it closed.
We've seen that.
Yeah, and then now we will try to use the ballpoint. Okay, took out the ballpoint pen. There we go. If I used, God, if I used the nib of the ballpoint pen, I could put it in through this screw hole. And if I pushed it and jiggered it around a little bit.
See, I don't like this.
Yeah.
This is stupid in the sense that, like, we tried this item on it, but you have to look at it in, like, a very specific order.
Yeah.
Like, he's looking at it and he's like, oh, I couldn't think of any way to use this item. But then, like, when you observe it, you're like, oh, there's a little screw thing here that you could probably get through with a pen. And it's like, well...
Well, also, the other thing, too, is, like, we have two commands, and we have look and search, which to me feels kind of the same.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to search it versus look at it, and you have to...
And, like, how can... If he takes it a pen and he's just like, like, is he not looking?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
he's just, like, covering his eyes. You use an item, you pull out this pen, or you pull out any of the items, and then you sit there and you, like, cover your eyes, and you're like, is it just gonna work, or what? Like, it seems like weird choice in a game to have multiple commands that you have to do in a correct order in order to use the item.
Yeah, that's weird. Alright. Whatever. It looks like, surprisingly, you're able to use that, huh?
Yeah, all the dots, that's me. My inner monologue.
Yeah, right. I wonder if it really was that surprising. Well, anyway, I should concentrate on working on this. Alright. Without me realizing my hand had stopped shaking, and I was able to get the pen nib through. When I put my hand inside, when I put my hand on the door, I was able to slide it to the side. Okay. Something red fell out. We have a emergency fire something. I don't know what I forget. Final conjure.
I don't like this kid.
I don't either. I like the girl better. It's a cylinder. Or like a tube or a pipe. I'm assuming like a stick of dynamite or something. Double check. The flare. Okay, so it's a flare, eh? I wonder if we'll have a way to use it. Well, this is something that you use during an emergency. So for example, it's something that you have to keep in your car. Oh, I see. So that's what you use it for. By the way, Tsukasa picked something up off the floor. Alright. It was a thorn about as long as his pinky finger. It was it seemed as though this was the thing that was blocking up the, screw hole earlier. Huh. I mean, this certainly seems like it's, suspicious. Do you think perhaps that this was put in here on purpose in order to stop up the door? That's pretty scary. Once again, we both turned to look at the flare. Ah! The light suddenly went out. No! They didn't just go out. Someone turned them off. God. Something's coming. I can hear something's in the room next door. Completely losing his cool. Skasa started to stare at his feet. Stop being so loud. I wanted to yell that. However, I tried over and over and over again to get the flashlight to turn on. Hey, come on, I'm begging you here. How dare you go out at a time like this? It felt as though I was having a heart attack. And then, at that moment, we heard a soft voice. It went on! With that, at the same time, it sounded as though something large was slapping against the door. I could feel the symbol burning on my wrist. Death. It was in that room next door. It was coming. We didn't have time. I had to calm down. At the very least, we had a short amount of time to get away from this danger. I have to find a way to get away in a short amount of time.
Do we have to search it and then look at it and then use an item?
Yeah, alright. Well, we searched it. It says the same thing it said before. Okay. Yep. Looks like it's got a little ring that we have to do. Okay. But even though we grab it, it doesn't seem like it's gonna open. Ah, no. Shit. It's not gonna work. We gotta do something! Hurry up! We have a flare. One flare. Okay, took out the flare. But I couldn't think of a way to use it.
Well.
As if propelled by an unseeable force, the door behind me suddenly opened. And at the same time, something, oh, I got tangled up in something. Stop! You hear the sound of Skasa screaming, and what I heard at the very end was, the world was completely enveloped in black. He died.
Oh, so you literally only have one chance?
Pretty much.
We can start like where we were,
yeah,
kind of,
we can go a little bit back, or we can go to our last save.
Look at the door. I'm gonna look at it, or I'm gonna search it. Okay. Look at it. Item.
Try that. Alright, as soon as I touched the, as soon as I touched the metal, yeah. As soon as I touched the metal, the symbol began to burn again. For just a moment, it stopped me. However, I just had to do it. Hurry up, old man! It's coming! I was able to open it. Once I got my hand around the ring, I was able to pull it open with one go. Just as I thought, it was an entrance in the floor. It dropped down into darkness. Get in here! I pushed Skasa into into the area under the floor. After that, I went halfway inside and was swallowed up by darkness. I fell further than I thought I would, and therefore I felt my back slam against the floor. Gritting my teeth, I resisted the urge to call out, or cry out.
This face. Can't see it now.
I could feel something on my head. After a few seconds, I saw something in the distance. I grasped my hand, despite the pain that I was feeling in my wrist. At the same time, I realized that I couldn't bear how painful it was.
See? The face? There's the mouth and the...
Oh, yeah. A skeleton or something? I see a ladder, too.
Yeah, I see the ladder.
I could hear someone struggling to breathe. So it seemed as though Skasa was there. That shadow, that shadow, when you looked at it from close up, you could see that it was shaking.
Something's trying to get in.
Yep.
Doesn't have hands.
Oh my god. If it was able to break the entry door, then there was no way that we'd be able to get away.
Somebody's playing basketball down there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just waiting for the dribble of the ball.
Yeah, somebody's down there practicing their 3-pointers.
You turn on the light, you're like, Allen Iverson!
What you doing down here in 8 Shogako?
Yeah. It's been tough times, man. You gotta find work where I can. I'm the coach now. The children's ghost basketball team. The sound of something dragging on the ground gradually got further away. It's safe to come out now, right? Yeah, I think it went away. At that point, the pain in my wrist disappeared. Ah, I see. That's a relief. Whew, we're saved. I would like to apologize. Earlier, I lost my cool.
This is little kid, yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. At that point, I also wanted to cry out in anger. We were both kind of in the wrong. When you're being chased by something, it certainly strips away your humanity. Well, let's forget about that. Where are we? It seemed as if we were in a room. If we were below the school, I guess it was some kind of basement. Can you use the flashlight? Yeah. Without pressing it without making a sound, I turned on the flashlight.
Oh boy.
Ooh, wow, okay. So it was a skeleton. Huh?
Hey, Tim Allen.
We need to improve this school. Alright. I felt a chill go down my spine as soon as the sphere of light that came out of the flashlight illuminated the scene. Without thinking, Skasa let out a cry. He then slapped a hand over his own mouth. For a few seconds, we stood there, unable to speak. It was only for a few seconds, but we stood there, completely at a loss for words, staring at it.
Yeah, I don't know. If you just turned on the lights and saw this, I don't know if I'd make any movement. I'd just be like, shit.
Yeah, I feel like I'd see this and I'd just be like, fuck! I didn't know what I had imagined to be the worst case scenario, but it certainly seemed as though it was spread out before me. I think this would shock anybody, especially a child. I drew a deep breath, and once again, gazed at the corpses. There was something wrapped around all of the corpses.
No.
Yeah. It was something that looked like it was a vine. Are these roses? So that huge thorn that we had found blocking up the door to the cabinet. Thank you. I was thinking of like it's
Tana. Sitting here just going like moving your arm back and forth.
Yeah. Could it have come from a red rose? Could it have been that these were decorating the floor, and therefore the real thing, or the real roses, were actually alive? Then, at that moment, without realizing, my vision went white. Okay, well...
Well then.
Oh, Japan! So this is why this is now a YouTube series, no longer a stream.
Yeah, I found, this is exactly why. I found this image on, like a Google search, and I was like, this might not be appropriate. So we're gonna censor this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, there's no full nudity.
Yeah, it's
but
not 100% nudity.
What it's insinuating is not okay, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not a situation I'd want to be in.
Yeah.
Personally. I mean, she seems like she's enjoying it, but...
I don't know, she's crying.
She is crying, but she's also got her...
So...
Is that tears or is that blood?
I think that's blood. This is white. This is... I think she's crying.
Okay. Well, the tongue is sending mixed signals. Right.
Well, I mean, what if she's dead?
Oh, true.
And her tongue's just out because she's dead.
She's dead. True.
I'm not entirely sure anybody would enjoy this, especially because, like, look, there's blood everywhere. Like,
well, yeah,
if you think about like that.
Well, think about it. The thorns are the length of the kid's pinky finger.
Yeah.
like, just keep that in mind. Also, this is making me cringe pretty bad.
Yeah.
Right. How did they get that off?
Well, I mean, if these move.
Oh, true.
Like, you can.
Yeah. True. Well,
but like,
yeah.
I don't know, you want to censor from like here down? Jess is handling the censors for this, so.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, you guys can't see. We can see.
Oh yeah, we see everything. The figure of a woman wrapped up in the vines appeared before my eyes. What is this? This room. Did this tragedy happen here? While looking at this scene, it was as though these images were flowing through my mind. Roses? Huh. Why roses? Did someone plant these here? Skasa's voice brought me back to reality. What I had seen in my vision, I couldn't say anything about it. Even though I tried, desperately, to say something. See, it seems as though someone had planted the flower. That's probably the case. I mean, there's no way that they would have just grown here wildly. However, what does it mean?
Double rainbows?
Double rainbows. Someone had some sort of plan, and they wanted to arrange the corpses like this to decorate the room? Or maybe this happened because they were caught by the roses. Ah! Skasa let out a small scream. What happened? It might just be my imagination, but I feel like something just moved. Over there! In the front! The one all the way, or not in the front. By the door! The one all the way in the back. Can't be. Did something slip in here with us? Look at all these new things we have to look at.
There's no door, though. I mean, that's the door?
Well, because it was weird. He's like, by the front, all the way inside. And I was like, well, those are two things that don't necessarily go together, so... Whatever. We have stuff to look at.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna search it.
Okay. It's a corpse in the throes of death. It seems as though this corpse was terrified at the time of death. However, I didn't find anything important.
Put lipstick on.
Everyone.
I'm looking at it now.
Looking at the position the skeleton was in, it seemed as though at the moment of death it was truly suffering.
I'm gonna remember that there's an item to use there, but I'm not gonna use an item right. I want to look at the rest of the stuff first. See, because you can use an item here too.
So it's a pipe bed. From the mattress, it seems as though there's a black liquid leaking out of it. Or staining it, rather. I wonder if this... Oh, okay. It smells like sewage. If you look on the other side of the mattress, underneath, there's a... It's covered with a plastic sheet. We got a plastic sheet. It's a really thick plastic sheet. It's probably to keep water damage from... The front of it is a really strange, completely black color. It's the first time... it reminded me of the first time we saw the mold. The mold upstairs in the... However, when you spread it out, it made a normal sound, and you could see that there were dark red stains all across it.
Blood.
Perhaps. This is blood. Yeah. I whispered while staring at the blood-stained sheet. I felt as if somebody were answering me by whispering in my ear. It's their blood. It's their resistance. I was the one receiving the voice directly, hearing the voice directly. Obviously, it was a voice. Obviously, it was a hallucinatory. However, I still got the feeling that it was strange, but also somewhat relaxed. If I turned the light to look underneath the bed, there's something under there.
It's me. It's Nate.
It's Nate.
I've been down here forever. Help me.
Help me.
I fell down the ladder. Somebody pushed me down this ladder. I've been down here forever.
Worst Valentine's Day ever.
Yeah.
Once again, Skasa's voice rang out, both shaking and sharp, with a sense of being on guard. When I looked, Hey, be careful! I'm not a... Watch out! I'm not a ghost! I'm just a regular human.
Huh?
From underneath the bed, someone appeared. It is you. It was a man wearing a coat and a suit. What are you doing here? The young man answered as if he were sick of the question. Same as you. I was chased by that monster, and so I came to run away. Bleh. So I came in here to get away. That's when you assholes came here. The man turned his back to us and scratched his chin. For the time being, I was hiding there. Well, I mean, I guess that's a satisfying answer. I wonder why he came to the school to begin with. I certainly seem to doubt that his answers would be truthful. The man looked down on us and seemed as if he were being condescending. Well, it seemed whether or not he doubted us, we would certainly be able to see through him too. Certainly seems like you're not satisfied with my answer, but that's fine. Understandable. I mean, you've never talked to me before. I mean, you can always talk to me, but... The man looked down at his feet. But before that, we've got to get out of here. And then we'll talk about why I'm here. I agree. I had the same opinion as Skasa. For right now, let's get out of here. Huh. Do you have someplace to go back to? I mean, that would be good news. If that's the case, let's hurry up and go. The man put out one hand. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna high touch or shake hands. At that moment, I realized
he had no hands.
He had no hands. The day we installed the spaghetti grinder. My name is Mashita Satoru. I'm a ex-detective. Or an ex-cop.
Satoru.
He's Satoru! I love it. Don't fall behind, okay? A man named Mashiro disappeared disappeared from the basement.
Weren't we a detective?
Us?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't remember anything.
Wait, we're Kirigiri Jin. We're a school teacher. School administrator.
Yeah, that's true. We're a school.
This is our school.
We're a future school administrator, ex-detective. We're also ex-detective. When we followed Mashiro upstairs, back to the first floor, we didn't see any sign of him.
He gone?
Hey, look over here. We heard him call from the hallway. You guys, you assholes came here for this, right? Skasa answered, as if he had absolutely no fear in his heart. No, not at all. Even though it was incredibly dark, obviously you must have realized.
Whoa.
Well, that's new. Something was covering the entire hallway. And it was rose vines.
Rose vines.
Yeah.
Dude, this is so Yu-Gi-Oh! Pegasus, man. This is his school.
Yeah, you can tell. You're about to have a card game. It's true. When I came here, this wasn't here either. The color of the symbol on me suddenly became much brighter. Oh, you only have a few hours left before you die.
Yes.
Room.
Funny?
God.
That is. Driving minigame.
Driving minigame! Even though he didn't seem to bear us any ill will, it certainly seemed as if he normally treated other people as if he distrusted them. That's just the kind of person this Mashiro character was.
Oh.
Yeah. That's whole. Wow, you got a great car here. The minute we began to drive, he had fallen into silence in the back.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like he'd fallen asleep.
No.
He's like, that's a great car!
Immediately. Seemed as though our first investigation was over. Or the beginning, anyway. Even though we hadn't found what we had been looking for, naturally, wanted to figure out, or there was no way to figure out what he was doing. I was investigating? Investigation? But aren't you an ex-cop? If that's the case, then you're the same as us, aren't you? From the back seat, Skasa was coldly interrogating him. Probably because we were heading back without any sort of incident. He had gone back to his usually haughty nature.
Piece of shit.
Stayed with the girl.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. I'm just like you assholes. Going out here and doing investigations on my own. Well, I suppose that certainly does check out, doesn't it? Well, I don't know if you really wanted to call it a personal investigation or not. Basically what we were doing was breaking and entering. What are you looking for? Before that, I gotta ask you something. Ashido reached out and touched the symbol on my wrist. This thing. Does it hurt? It seemed as though he had found the symbol on my wrist, even though I was trying not to show it off. Yeah, sometimes. Normally it's when I'm about to meet with a terrible fate.
Okay, fucking Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. Huh, is that so? Mashido seemed satisfied and therefore leaned back into his seat. The thing I'm investigating are all the strange disappearances. It seemed that he was suddenly going to start answering our questions. It certainly seems like a lot of missing persons cases come up regarding that school. And it certainly seems that a lot of missing person cases end up having some sort of connection to H elementary school. People like teachers from the school, people who went in to work in the school, parents of the children, students themselves, or their dads, or brothers, or sisters. I'm looking for those guys. I think you found some of them in the basement, but... Oh! Well, that means... Skasa said from the back seat. Does that mean that those corpses we found in the basement could be all those people? It didn't seem as though Mashido was going to answer. I wondered if perhaps he didn't want to say, obviously, back to a child. However, There was something that was belying what Mashiro was saying right now. And if I decided to actually doubt it, then...
Of course. Mochiro.
Mochiro. I mean, obviously, I kicked it up to my superiors. If that's the case, then this is it. This. Mashiro looked up as he answered. Tapping his fingers against his neck. Ah, you were fired, huh? This makes sense if you know, because in Japanese when you get fired, it's called kubi ni naru. Yeah. I was accused of sexual harassment from, one of the people in my department, and because of that, I was booted out. It seems as though the principal of that school, he was a very prominent politician. Attached to a very prominent politician. Probably... I wanted to look for something that could really hurt him. And because of that, things started not going so great for me. It's true. There certainly was that basement at the school. Although, if you were investigating a bunch of missing persons cases, then I suppose finding that wouldn't really be all that strange. I mean, if you thought about it, it's probably the kind of thing he would deal with every day. However, that was what you would talk about the normal living world.
Normal, as opposed to our fictional living world.
Well, as opposed to our world where there's, you know, ghosts and shit.
Oh, I'm just throwing the word fiction in there because fiction?
Well, yeah, that
What's
too.
What's fiction, Precious?
I don't know.
Fiction.
But the paranormal...
Paranorman?
Yeah, paranorman. This case has something to do with the paranormal.
Dot, 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 dramatic dots. They come in sets of 3. If you take a look, there's like 3 space, 3 space.
Lips. An awful silence descended upon the car.
Then there's that small voice.
If that's the case, then I don't think you can call this a normal incident anymore. Normal case. Mashiro let out a deep sigh.
So real quick, shouldn't we have not considered it a normal case the moment we had a fucking mark on our arm that we were trying to investigate and potentially saw a ghost in a mirror?
No, I think it's... We're saying that this case has to do with the paranormal. And so it's not just a straight up missing persons case. And then Mashiro is like, well, if it's paranormal, then it's not a normal case.
Well...
Because he's kind of being skeptical.
But I mean, shouldn't we be able to just be like, dude, we know that it's not a normal case?
Yeah. Like, well, we haven't responded yet.
This is our monologue. Blue is us.
Yeah, but he's just saying that the Mashiro let out a deep sigh. And he was like, well, if that's the case, this isn't a normal case. We haven't responded yet.
Oh, I thought that ours was the original one that said it was paranormal.
Yeah, we did.
And that it wasn't normal Kate.
Yeah, we did. We said it's paranormal. And then the detective is like, well, if that's the case, then this isn't a normal case. And then
no. What I was saying is I thought we were the ones that said it wasn't a normal case.
Yeah. Okay. I'm assuming we're gonna tell him about the fucking ghost.
Yeah,
it'd be
like...
stupid not to. Does anybody believe you? The fact that there's a monster in that school and that it's killing people? Huh. I wonder if anybody would believe that. Right now, this is a personal issue. The only ones who are able to handle this is us. Huh.
Is us. Ah.
Yeah. Okay. Upon saying that, Machiro looked down, bowed his head. And then I noticed it. I saw the mark that I had become used to. So you've got it too. Yeah, when I saw your wrist, I understood right away. This really is a problem, isn't it? In other words, we're in a really tough spot.
Yes.
This guy had good intuition.
Did he?
Yeah,
I feel like it's just basic intuition.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, this guy doesn't know anything about the mark, because he hasn't gone to meet Mary or anything.
But hasn't the only really thing he's asked about the mark is, does it hurt?
Yeah.
Which, like, his would probably hurt too. So that's why he's asking. He's like, hey, does yours hurt as well? He's just asking it in a not so, like, straight way.
Yeah.
So, like...
Well, because it could be like a tattoo or something.
I guess. But I mean, like, it seems like they both have this mark and he's, like, trying to get more answers about it, but it's not necessarily intuition. It's just experience, right? It's like, he's going through the same thing, so...
Yeah.
I like him. I don't trust him.
Oh, sure.
I think he's weird.
Yeah, he's a weirdie.
Yeah. I think he's gonna die.
Probably. Once we get back, we'll ask for advice. I mean, I'm pretty knowledgeable about the Kujokan. Oh, he's not talking about himself. I know someone really, really familiar with the Kujokan. I didn't say that it was a person. Is she a doll?
It's like, I'm pretty knowledgeable about it. I didn't say that I was a person, but...
Yeah. Well, because the whole subject, there's no subject, so I have to guess until the next line gives me more info. But I figured we might as well not mention that for right now. Anyway... Once we get back, we'll listen to what you have to say. I also had a birthday coming up. I also went to the Kujokan the first time I realized I had that bruise.
Oh, so he's been there.
No, I think this is the kid.
Oh.
Because he uses Boku instead of...
I think that there needs to be a little name thing, like right here.
I agree, because... Or give them different colors or something.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense when there's two people, because it's blue and, like, the orangish brown, but, like, when there's 3+ characters, like, a little confused.
Yeah. You can most likely receive some sort of help if you go. However, it seemed as though Machiro was laughing down his nose at what Tsukasa had to say. They might be able to save me. Huh? Huh. Don't fuck around with me like that.
We home.
We back.
Tadaima.
Tadaima. When we got out of the car, there was someone waiting to meet us in the garage. Hey, old man. We should have taken you. Really should have.
Well, we did originally.
Yeah.
We swapped up halfway through to see if another character would work.
Yeah, true. She was wearing an expression that showed that she was in a really tight situation. She also didn't seem very happy. Are you okay? Yeah. I mean, the fact that you came back okay is good. It's alright. Well, she doesn't seem like she's okay, but... Oh, looks like we have someone else here.
Doesn't he kind of look like that dude from Shingeki no Kyojin?
Oh.
Is it Levi?
Levi.
Doesn't he just with longer hair, kind of?
Yeah, with like, because he's got the sad
He's got the eyes. The same eyes, man.
Yeah. Tired eyes. This is everybody. I see. Well, certainly seems like you can be relied upon. Mashido said, being sarcastic.
I can't wait till the chapter where we have to take the bikes out on a mission.
I know.
We're just riding down the street.
You play both kids and you're just like riding the bike. It's like a mini game. So, you assholes. You guys got a key or something that's gonna crack open this case? Well, I mean, there's nothing else that we can do. I guess it can't be helped.
You hear the person outside?
Yes.
Sneeze. It's funny now because it's not going to get picked up in the stupid microphone. But some dude outside just went, wow!
That is true. I don't get what you're talking about.
Oh, she...
If the source of this symbol is something that's that's linked to the paranormal, then the best thing to do would be to figure out how to get rid of the cause. Don't you think so? What does that mean? It means the paranormal exists. And if that's the case, then we just go ahead and kill it.
Kill the paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm. Are you being serious right now?
The voice of reason.
Yeah. You want to kill the paranormal? How?
Doesn't his little crest kind of look like a brain, like CT scan?
Oh yeah, it kind of does. It's like if somebody had like an hourglass embedded in their brain.
Or they're measuring brain activity, right? Because you can see where different parts of the brain.
That is true. He goes to a fancy school.
Smart kid. Smart boy.
Yeah, smart boy. Could it be? I love the owl hooting in the background.
You were quiet for a second while you were reading and translating, and the owl's just like, ooh,
yeah.
Ooh.
Shut up! Shut up!
Shut up, owl! I'm working here.
Trying to work. It can't be. Is he being serious? I mean, he doesn't look like he's joking. Let's say, for example, we did take down whatever it was. Would it really get rid of this symbol? Unless I heard it from Mary herself, I would sincerely doubt it. However, if that were the case, then it really would be a lot more of a problem. So, how exactly do you plan to kill it? That's what I'm here to find out. A way. But, if something exists, and there's gotta be a way to get rid of it, well, that's certainly a life philosophy, I guess.
Gonna wreck it!
So even though he doesn't know how, he thinks he's going to be able to just take down the paranormal.
Within a couple hours, too, right?
Yeah, right? Because they only have until dawn.
Yeah.
Although he doesn't know that.
You're dying in like 3 hours. Well.
Oh, well, fuck.
Better start killing.
This Mashiro guy, where the hell was all of his confidence coming from? Hey, don't forget, I'm the one... Hey, don't forget, I'm the one who took down that guy.
Dat boy.
Dat boy.
I'm the one who took down Dat boy.
Oh shit, he down. So, if I say that I'm seriously gonna kill something... Mashiro grabbed his own... I don't know if he's grabbing his own wrist or he's grabbing mine. I guess it's mine. Mashiro grabbed my wrist. That guy, he can shoot... I have no other way to translate Aitsu. That guy, he can shoot... Okay. Spike-looking things from far away. They're so sharp that they're able to embed themselves into concrete walls. And that's only if he's not able to get near you. The first thing we gotta do is do something about that asshole. Mashiro took something out of one of his shoes and threw it toward me. It was something that looked like a fang, but was instead the thorn of a plant. The only reason I'm still alive is thanks to dumb luck. There's nothing else that we can do. We have absolutely no plan. While we were heading to the entry hall, we told Mashiro about the Kujokan. However, he just stayed quiet and listened to everything we had to say. He didn't even seem surprised when we told him about the talking doll or Kujo Saya's research into death. Perhaps the reason that he seemed so unconcerned about all of these strange things was the fact that he had already set foot into the world of the paranormal. A warm light flowed through the entire entry hall. Even though this was a place that I had never been before tonight, it felt as though I'm returning home, and I felt safe. It certainly would be pretty frightening if I were able to get used to that. What's up, Mary?
Thanks for your hard work.
Yeah, thanks for your hard work, Kirigiri-sama. It seems as though that man with you also is one of the marked.
Yeah, see, now we know she can tell.
Yeah.
She sniffs it out.
Yeah. She's like, listen, I'm a doll, bitch. I know what's up. Will you introduce him to me? We told Mary about the strange happenings and how we had met Mashiro during our investigation. We told her about the thing that had appeared in the mirror, the corpses that we had found in the basement, and all of the things that had happened in the old school. So, and how it had changed in a moment.
If we don't go back to that school, I feel like that's kind of bullshit too. There's so many items that we didn't get to use there.
And also we know nothing about like the ghost or the story or anything.
Nor did we ever get to the third floor.
Second floor.
Oh yeah, second floor. Like, we never got up there.
I know. We got to get rid of the snakes.
There were so many locked doors that we never got to go into.
We have to go back there, man. There's got to be another part to this. As usual, she couldn't move without expending a lot of energy. We also told her about the strange being that we had found, the rumored Hanahiko-kun. Hanahiko-kun was not the one who had put the mark on Mashiro. However,
that poor guy.
Yeah.
And these poor souls.
It seemed as though there was some other supernatural force that we were up against. Something else that was able to do things that were similar to what we had seen at the school. Mashiro had said he wanted to kill it. However... Okay.
Sorry. My stomach just like growled really loudly, and I was looking at the mic to see if it picked it up because it was that loud. Like,
wow.
I was worried that it picked it up.
He's a hungry boy.
I'm really hungry. I haven't. So I mean, we ate the Danganronpa stuff yesterday. I didn't eat anything else after that.
Yeah, I didn't have dinner.
So like, and I didn't eat anything this morning. So I've had water.
Yeah, same.
So I'm just like, I'm really hungry right now.
I've had water and a shit ton of pills. That's all I've had. Alright. Would we be actually able to kill it? Hey, Kirigiri. Mashiro called my attention over to him. In his outstretched hand, he was holding a single notebook. You should read this. I found it down in the basement.
Dun dun dun.
Da, da, da. When I found it, it was completely wrapped up in all of the vines. It was really hard to get out of there. Did you read it? I skimmed it. There's some pretty interesting stuff in there. Even though he said that it was kind of interesting, he didn't seem to be at all laughing when I looked at his eyes. There was no mirth in his eyes. It seemed as though I could feel a quiet anger behind his irises. I didn't want to say eyes again. On the front cover of the memo book, there were dark red stains. With a horrible feeling, or with a vaguely horrible feeling, I turned the pages. And when I did, I saw that several rose petals fell out from between the pages. Memo book was divided into sentences. You could tell that the person who had written it certainly had good education.
I thought it was a car motor at first.
Oh my god. We need to get you food sometime soon, man. Like, Jesus Christ. As I continued to read, I realized that it was written by the principal of H Elementary School.
It me.
Hello. And what he had written there, with his nervous, thin strokes, was... a record of personal... I want to translate Shido here. Of a personal... I guess, about a personal program that one of the adopted children had to go to. The diary started from about 5 years ago. The boy that the principal had taken in was a small, cute child.
It's me.
Yeah, you were a small, cute child.
Yeah, never small.
Oh, okay, you were a cute child. That's true. Your mom did say that, didn't she?
My mom said that when I came off of the plane after being adopted, when my sister and I, 4 years apart, my sister looked like an apple in body size, and I looked like a watermelon.
My God. It seemed as though he liked skirts, and he also liked makeup. It seemed that in reality, when he used red rouge, it certainly fit him. Yeah, well, he wore it. He wore it well.
Yeah, he rocked that.
Yeah. However, it certainly seemed as though the principal who was writing this diary didn't really want to admit that about the boy's interests.
So maybe he was more ashamed of it.
Yeah.
That the kid was expressing himself, how he felt comfortable.
Yeah.
The principal's like,
we don't want to talk about this. Yeah. He wanted to make sure that he didn't pick up any bad habits, and therefore he wanted to raise him in, and therefore he had to raise him in a way that was both healthy and moral. Therefore, he hid all of his twisted desires and established the personal program. It seemed as though all of the sessions occurred in the basement. In his own home, there were the eyes of his family, and outside there were the eyes of strangers. Compared to that, it was more safe to be in the school at night after all of the teachers have gone home. So what, this is happening at what, like 11 p.m.? I guess?
The ghost is Hanahiko, right?
Yeah.
Is Hana flower, the kanji for flower, in there?
Yes.
So this is the link. Some people might not understand that Hana in Japanese is flower, and the kanji for flower is directly in this boy's name.
Yeah, his name is basically Flower Boy.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here is we're seeing a direct correlation between like the stuff that's happening in the basement, the kid's name, and, or I guess maybe nickname, might not be his real name, and the roses that are growing as well, and this plant-based life, the flower-based life that's kind of blooming within the school as well. So there's something going on that's connecting all of these three together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The principal would spend the night in the school after everyone had left, and then he would call the boy there and administer the training. Because he was the kind of model educator who had appeared on TV and penned several books about education, There was no room for anybody to doubt that he had only the best of intentions. There was only one single homeroom teacher, a woman, who realized that there was something strange going on with the boy. However, she was afraid of the authority of the principal, and therefore she decided to pretend as if she didn't notice. Makes you complicit in it, I guess. It seems as after that point in the diary, everything sank into complete madness. At that point, there was a twisted new child who had appeared. And day by day, as the child grew weaker, thanks to the program, his beautiful and thin frame began to grow more frail, and his rosy cheeks began to turn darker, like the color of mud.
Shook.
Yeah. And that was the situation that was written about in this diary. However, I couldn't feel any sense of animosity or hatred. It seemed as though it was just this madness, this desire to try and be the best educator he could be. Even though you might scoff at it, it seemed as though in his mind he believed he was doing all of it out of love. Everything continued on in the memo book, the very last page, in that way. Reading the book didn't tell you what happened to either the principal or the boy. However, if you looked at what was going on at H Elementary School right now, just about anybody could figure it out.
Get a pretty good idea.
Yeah, which is nice. I'm glad he's not like, oh, I wonder what happened. Yeah, we kind of figured. Old man, your face looks really bad.
That's rude.
What was... No, like, you know, like you look upset. What was written in there? Skasa, who was about the same age as the boy who was written about in the book, was looking at me.
We gotta put you in this program.
Yeah.
You're gonna go back to the school.
Yeah. Listen, how do you feel about wearing some makeup?
Yeah.
Yeah. This wasn't the kind of thing I wanted to talk about with someone else who was also a child. And then you're like, hey, teenage girl, come over here. I would explain it to him using only the most salient points. It's a really terrible story. It's the kid. He's like, it's a really terrible story, isn't it? We children often have to suffer at the hands of adult egos. That was me. That was my stomach. There really is no saving these idiot adults. I can understand Skasa's intense hatred. Thanks to the horrible intentions of certain adults, it certainly was true that this boy was completely sacrificed and met a horrible, horrible end. However, I wondered if it was just a story. Maybe this didn't have anything to do with Hanahiko-kun. If the boy had turned into something paranormal, then would something like this happen? Or could something like this happen?
Enlighten us, Mary.
Yeah, Mary, come on, fill us in. The hatred and fury of people who were close to death. Those people do not find any of the answers they seek even after they die. And in that sort of situation, they are unable to be reborn again. Paranormal creatures, ghosts, demons, well, on there are technically ghosts, so I guess ghosts with a vengeance, whatever you would like to call them. You always hear about one or two things that fit that description. And it seems as though Hanahiko-kun's existence is yet another example. I wanted to believe what Mary was saying, but I didn't want to admit that such horrible things had actually happened to him. However, if I turned my eyes away from reality, then all that waited ahead was death. So it seems that Hanahiko-kun really is some sort of paranormal manifestation, huh? Keeping that in mind, we must think about what our next action should be. With that, Mary stopped speaking. And her glass eyes looked down. Looked at Mashiro. I'm sorry, jeez.
Did you see the shita? Like...
Well, because I was thinking Makka, like, you know... People's names are also words, and it pisses me off. By the way, Kirigiri-sama, according to your report, it seems as though there is someone within your number who would like to kill the apparition. Is that correct? Just in case, I feel as though I should give you this warning. If you were to do that, you would meet with something horrible. Or it would be incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult, you say? Mashiro, with an on-guard look in his eye, opened his mouth and asked Mary. These apparitions. These are, no, this sounds like it's Mary talking. These apparitions, they are the masters of the world of death. Since they can no longer live as a living creature, it is impossible to kill something which is already dead. And even if you were able to, all that would happen, there is no guarantee that it would be able to lift the curse that has been visited upon you. So in other words, what do you mean?
You're boned.
Yeah. It is just as I had said to you before. The place in which life and death are the same. If that is the place where the seal comes from, then there should be some way to get rid of it. The key to the curse of the symbol. That is the key to dispelling these apparitions. Huh. Alright, well, I guess Haruhiko-kun does have something to do with getting rid of this symbol. But that said, I don't think we'd be able to just kill him and get away with it. What exactly is the key you're talking about? I do not know if it actually exists or not, however. There is one thing that I must be certain of. There's one thing she's certain. The key is wrapped up in the special greenery. Which is located at the place where the apparition was born. The thing that you find there, it must be able to be used as a key. All of you understand, do you not? That thing that I speak of, it is the paranormal. I do not know exactly what form the key will take, but it definitely will decide your fate. Alright, well, it certainly seems like we're gonna have to do more investigations at H Elementary School. Huh. So learning about the curse of the apparition and getting rid of the key to getting rid of their grudge. I didn't know where that was pointing. The only way for all of you to live past this night is if you gather all of the keys and find the correct way in order to erase the grudges. There also might be some cases where you might have to do something extremely dangerous in the face of an apparition which is incredibly frightening or hateful. Do not forget that what you are trying to do is get rid of the apparition and also get rid of the hatred which lets it cling to this world. Well then, please take care. Alright, so we updated our file. About the secret of the basement.
So, at this point, this seems like a good stopping point for us. We are going to save our game here.
Yep.
And we will be back in another, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks with the next episode.
Every 2 weeks, guys.
Every 2 weeks. So we will be back for more Sheen. Jess needs to come up with a way to censor that image.
Yep. I'll find a way to censor it.
Alright, everybody. Thanks so much.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you.
See you.